On the night he died, Riley Strain seems at first in control. There he is in the black and light brown shirt, standing being served a Jack and Coke. Hours later, though, he would end up dead in the Cumberland River with a blood alcohol level of .228. But investigators with the Tennessee Alcoholic Beverage Commission later determined he hadn't been overserved that night at the bars. So what happened? What investigators ultimately determined stunned David Eastlick, an attorney who ran a national fraternity for 29 years and now sues fraternities after students' deaths.
I was amazed to find out that he, was basically comatose and he'd been, served an amazing amount of alcohol.
To understand Strain's level of intoxication at death, police interviewed Strain's fraternity brothers at Delta Chi at the University of Missouri, who'd come to Nashville for a fraternity formal that weekend. Two fraternity brothers say while the bus driver was strictly enforcing no alcohol on the trip to Nashville, quote, the group was drinking, and that Strain consumed 3 IPAs and 2 vodka shots. Here's why the percentage of alcohol is important when it comes to the fraternity's own rules.
I want to talk a little bit about alcohol.
Delta Chi's national chapter's website shows on a risk management video that no alcohol above 15% can be served at fraternity events unless by a licensed third party.
If a chapter doesn't comply with these, they will be placed on a corrective action or probation status.
There is no mention of who else was or wasn't drinking, or if a licensed third party was serving vodka on the bus. Obviously, a vodka shot has way more alcohol than 15%.
This is basically a totally out of control party situation.
Police estimate Strain consumed between 12 to 15 alcoholic drinks before he died. It's unclear, besides the bus, where else fraternity members say Strain drank before heading to the bars. Riley was 22 years old, a grown man by all standards. Nobody wanted this to happen to this young man. But how much personal responsibility is here versus how much responsibility the fraternity has?
It's the lifestyle of the Greek world, and I'm sure he has some personal responsibility because he shouldn't have been doing it because he was 22.
Investigators' notes show by 8:40 that night, Strain begins to stumble repeatedly. After an argument with staff, he's escorted out at 9:38. According to investigators' notes, fraternity members continue on with the party. A fraternity brother told police he reached Strain by phone at 9:47, saying Strain was speaking with a slurred speech and that Strain indicated he was on his way back to the hotel. Fraternity brothers wouldn't call police to report him missing until 12 hours after they discovered he'd never come back to the hotel. We took the police findings both to the national chapter of Delta Chi and the University of Missouri. Delta Chi would not agree to an interview, only referencing their prior online statement about the sadness of Strain's death. A Mizzou spokesperson said this was a private fraternity event and confirmed Delta Chi has no outstanding student conduct violations.
For the school to sit there and say they're in good standing, I mean, my God, that's morally offensive. I mean, after what happened to this kid?
A lot of parents are going to see this story. A lot of parents of college students will see this story. What do we learn from this?
All this stuff for parents about how they have risk management. They condemn alcohol abuse. They condemn this. They condemn that. It's baloney.